A unit rate is a special type of rate where the denominator is 1. Unit rates are helpful in many situations, such as comparison shopping, calculating gas mileage, or calculating hourly rate of pay. Unit price is a special unit rate involving money. Think of cost per single unit. In example 4, Macy earned $740 working 40 hours. What is her hourly rate of pay? We have $740 for 40 hours. We're going to approach this a little differently than we did when we simplified rates earlier. Here we want to actually do the division. We have 740 divided by 40. 40 goes into 74 one time. 1 times 40 is 40. Subtract, and we get 34. Then we'll drop down to 0. 40 goes into 340 8 times. Multiply, and we get 320. Subtract, and we get a 20. We'll add a decimal in the dividend and drop down that 0. 40 goes into 200 5 times. 5 times 40 is 200. Subtract, and we get a 0 remainder. We have 18.5, but keep in mind this is talking about money, so we'll need to add a 0 at the end of that to make it cents. We have $18.50, and that is per hour. The denominator is essentially 1, so Macy earns $18.50 per hour. In part B, Jason's Toyota Corolla went 390 miles on 12 gallons of gas. How many miles did Jason drive on average per gallon? 390 miles per 12 gallons. Let's do the division off to the side. 390 divided by 12. 12 goes into 39 3 times. Multiply, and we get 36. Subtract, we get a 3. We'll drop down that 0. 12 goes into 32 times. 2 times 12 is 24. Subtract, we get a 6. We can add a decimal and a 0 in the dividend so that we can drop that 0 down. Now 12 goes into 65 times. 5 times 12 is 60. Subtract, and we get a 0. So in this case, when we simplify this, we get 32.5, and that is miles per gallon. Notice again the denominator is 1. It's 32.5 miles per gallon. In example 5, find each unit price. Make sure to include units with the answer. Part A, the cost to rent a car for 5 days is $170. What is the cost per day? Be careful with the order that we do these in. We're asking for cost per day. So even though cost is not the first number you're given, cost is actually the numerator in this case. We have $170 for 5 days. And now we want to reduce or simplify this. Again, we'll use division. 170 divided by 5. 5 goes into 17 3 times. Multiply, we get 15. Subtract, we get a 2. Drop down that 0. 5 goes into 24 times. 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract, we get a 0 remainder. So we have $34. And the denominator is days, 1 day. $34 per day is the cost to rent the car. In part B, there are 2 bags of tortilla chips at your local grocery store. The first bag is $3.99 for 11 ounces. The second bag is 16 ounces for $5.99. Find each unit price and then decide which bag is the better buy. So the first bag, we have $3 $4.99 for 11 ounces. Let's see what the unit price is here. Since we have limited space here, I'm going to use the calculator for this one. 3.99 divided by 11. This gives us a long decimal. Keep in mind we're talking about money, so let's maybe round this to the nearest cent. That would be 36 cents. Per ounce. And then the second bag is $5.99 for 16 ounces. 5.99 divided by 16. And again, here we need to round nearest cent, so we'll use 2 decimals. This is 37 cents per ounce. So which one is the better buy? Which one gives you more bang for your buck? That is the smaller bag. This one is the better buy because it's cheaper per ounce. In example 6, part A, we want to find the ratio of the hypotenuse of the triangle to its perimeter. So the hypotenuse, recall, is the longest side. That is 10 meters. The perimeter of the triangle is the total length of the sides. So we have 10 plus 6 is 16 plus 8 is 24. So we have 10 meters to 24 meters. Let's reduce this. The biggest factor that is in common to 10 and 24 is 2. So if we divide 10 by 2, we get 5. If we divide 24 by 2, we get 12. So the ratio, 5 meters to 12 meters. In part B, what is the ratio of social recreational mileage to work mileage? Here we have social recreational, that is 1,950 miles. And the work mileage is 4,800. To do this one, we'll use the calculator to help us. We don't want to simply do the division because it's not looking for a rate, it's looking for a simplified ratio. So we're going to want to leave our answers as a fraction. Right away, I can see that they're both divisible by 10 because they both end in 0. So right away, we can reduce by dividing the numerator and denominator by 10. Remember, the shortcut to do that is we can simply remove the 0. So the numerator, we can remove 1 0, and the denominator, we can remove 1 0. Since they're both divisible by 10, dividing each of those by 10 will get us to this point. And now we can see that if they end in 5 or 0, we know they're divisible by 5. So let's do that next. Let's do 195 divided by 5. And we'll get 39. And 480 divided by 5 will give us 96. And now we need to see if this will reduce any more. And it looks like it will. It looks like they're both divisible by 3. So we can divide 39 by 3 to get 13. And we'll divide 96 by 3 to get 32. And this is still miles and miles. And we know we're fully simplified at this point because 13 is prime. The only factors of 13 are 1 and 13. So there's nothing else we can do to simplify. So our simplified ratio, 13 miles to 32 miles.